Have you ever asked yourself the question, I wonder exactly where my special missions contribution goes? What happens to it after it leaves my wallet or leaves my account and goes into the church? Where does it go? How is it used? My name is Brett Miller. I'm the chairman of the South Asian Mission Society, and today, in this short video, I hope to give you some clarity and answer that question. So biblically speaking, when we give our missions contribution, we are supporting the Great Commission. Jesus' command to us at the end of the Gospel of Matthew to disciple the nations and to teach them to obey everything that he has taught us to do. So practically speaking, how do we accomplish that with our missions money? The first thing we do is we support the work of ongoing churches in South Asia so that they can continue to make disciples in their cities. The second thing that we do is we support the School of Missions, where young people from those churches that we've supported can go and get training to learn how to teach other people to follow Jesus and obey the Great Commission. And thirdly, we support those young missionaries when they graduate from the School of Missions to be able to go to another city somewhere in South Asia and plant a church and repeat that process. So when you give to special missions, you are funding the Great Commission, in our case, in South Asia. There is another partner organization in our fellowship of churches that also directly finances schools of missions around the globe. So not just in South Asia, but around the globe, and that's the Beam Missions Foundation, or the BMF. The BMF is based out of Boston, in the Boston Church, and the BMF exists solely for the purpose of training young people through the schools of missions to be on the missions field. I was recently at a BMF conference in Boston where they brought together some of these young dreamers and young missionaries, the chairman of the different schools of missions, church building teachers, evangelists, and experienced missionaries all together in one room from all around the globe to talk, pray, dream, and try and make sure that the money that we're sending and the plans that we have are met with enthusiastic young people who want to serve God and want to be on the missions field. The clips that you're about to watch are conversations with my friend Doug Arthur and other people who experienced that conference, and I hope that they'll give you vision and they'll help you to be excited that the future of global missions is in the hands of the next generation, and you, along with us here at the South Asian Mission Society and the BMF, can be a part of supporting that as you give generously to special missions.
The message in Acts 2, which is borrowed from Joel 2, is this idea that God is going to pour out his spirit on all people, right, and that the young will see visions. And you know, I'm so inspired by this little group called Chance of a Lifetime, right, who were offered an opportunity to go on a 15-month internship that will take them around the world. And that within a matter of weeks, 40 people signed up, and now there were 15 that were selected, and they're doing incredible things. And I see the young and the vision, and it fires me up. But then the second part of that passage is that the old men will dream dreams, and that room is filled with half young visionaries and half old dreamers. And it is so cool. Brett and me are in the old dreamers category now, but
I resemble that.
But that's awesome, and it's so cool to see these kind of tough, grizzled, old disciples who've seen the ups and downs. They've learned a lot, but they're still believing in the power of God, and they're partnering and they're shepherding. You know, we didn't have really older people who would guide us when we were young. We were left to our own wisdom, which is quite limited at that age.
Yes.
But now you've got the benefit of elderships and mature disciples, older brothers and sisters helping the younger, but all having a vision. That's what God talked about in Joel. That's what Peter said was going on in Acts 2, is the young are seeing visions and the older dreaming dreams. And I think we've got that right now. And that's an incredible thing. And that's why the future is bright.
I am so grateful for the generation that came before us in our churches, because they've really prepared the way for us and given us opportunities to carry out the visions that we have.
I feel empowered. I feel empowered by people raising me up, raising others up. They're young like me and saying like, yes, like you can do this. Yes, we believe in you, and we believe in your ability to share the gospel. We believe in your ability to lead others. We believe in your ability to raise others up.
The young people, I'm only 21 years old, so the young people are giving up their lives to serve the kingdom of God. Like, people are still willing to serve and to step out on faith for the kingdom of God. it's not just the older generations who were doing that in the past. It's not just the older generations who were giving up their livelihoods, giving up their lives to serve God. When people are still doing it today, I'm one of those people.
I'm also grateful for them sharing their dreams with us, because a lot of times I need to be inspired. I can't just come up with stuff on my own and have visions without any inspiration.
I honestly think it's just so powerful, the fact that they've entrusted us to carry on that legacy.
I don't know what the future holds, honestly, but I'm just surrendered to God's plan for my life. I just want to be able to put myself in the best foot forward to bring the news of God to everywhere I go.
You know, it has actually been really inspiring to be here at Global Connect. And from my vantage point, you know, with up on the stage this morning, when the young interns from San Antonio were asking questions and sharing, I was watching some of the older, you know, Joe Slippo and some of those older guys, and their faces changed and lit up.
Yeah.
You know, to hear someone their child's age asking that question, that dreamy question of, you know, what's it like? And, you know, and they want to know. And it's true that the old dream the dreams through the eyes of the young sometimes.
Yes.
And it's really powerful, that intergenerational.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the partnership with the mission schools and the mission societies in Beam really is going to shine.
Yeah.
Because you've got these grizzled old Christians, you've got these faithful legacy congregations that want to do something, and where those two generations meet, where those dreams mix with reality and financial support, that's the partnership, the three strands, that's what we're talking about. And this is that moment, you know? And so let me just talk to you, if you're a younger person out there and you're coming across this video, if you're 17, 18, 19 years old, there's a place for you in this conversation. You don't have to be grown up. You don't have to have a lot of money. You just need to have faith. And if you're under 18, your parents' permission to be involved. And we would love to hear from you. And if you've been a Christian for a long time and you've been faithfully giving your missions contribution, we applaud you. We love you. This would never happen without you. And there is still a place for you on the mission field. There's a place for you in these conversations. The story is the same, but the characters do change. And this is a time that you can write yourself right back into that great mission story. And I hope that people do find this talk and the footage from this weekend and what we're trying to do really very inspiring.
From every disciple serving on the missionary field and the churches overseas who will receive your contribution, thank you for giving. To find out more about special missions opportunities, be sure to visit beammissions.org and follow up with your local ministry leadership.